Hello. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. Tonight, we are here for an eviction episode of Big Brother 27. Oh boy. It's a big one. It seems as though we are looking at Mickey versus Vince. I'm live on Twitch, YouTube, and Patreon. I have seen the Blockbuster preview. It's that, like, ball grabbing competition where it's like you're in a wind machine. Honestly, could theoretically be anyone's game. But what I will say is having more clothing is probably a good thing. So if somebody has like a baggier shirt, that's probably a big advantage. Because you can sort of use it to gather a bunch of the balls. There's no world where you should be trying to grab the balls with your hands out of the air. It's just extremely inefficient. Yeah, go to the ground, try to just gather as much as possible. There's basically trying to play it the way that it's designed is just not the way to do it. So anybody that thinks to not do it that way will win if they're the only ones that do. I did see Kevin Jacobs. Kevin called me about the book and he said he left me, he read me his review, which was very sweet of him. Yes, the balls need to go in order, so it's showing like 5 purples, 1 blue, 3 reds, 2 blues, 4 purples, stuff like that. I don't know what happens if you get the wrong order. I assume you just have to reset. Maybe there's a reset option, like a lever. You couldn't just lose because then all three of them could accidentally lose. So there has to be some way of starting over. Brian, thank you for the $5 on YouTube. I did mention this yesterday. This is basically the final day, close to the final day to hit the join button on YouTube for the bonus promotion where they're just giving me an extra $15 per member. See Breezy, thank you for the 6th, and McCherry with the gifted. Thank you. Thank you. Let's get a prediction running. Commercial by 5:13. Mika, thank you for the conversion. Yeah, I mean, honestly, with a competition like this, they probably should just give them some kind of uniform. Megan, thank you for becoming a robot over on YouTube. Given that the clothing is so like actually important for this competition, it probably should be like the same uniform for everyone, but you know, it's not usually their priority. All right, episode's gonna start soon. Sarah, thank you for the 20th. And Viv, thank you for becoming a robot over on YouTube. We're live.
Keanu was targeted, but now the hunted has become the hunter, and he's laid the trap.
Laura, thank you for becoming a robot over on YouTube. Oh boy. It's K-Dog. Sound is rough. Okay. Yeah, so the theory is people are expecting a split house. I think because Julie tweeted something about something. And Sharon tweeted something about something. Christy, thank you for the 29th. It is weird. It is weird that they would do it with 9 people, I would say. Not impossible though. But then it would be 4 people on each side with one immune in the middle or something. Like, I don't know. Control, thank you for the 38th in a row. The BB Blockbuster. A perilous proclamation. I'm actually like eagle-eyed for what they're wearing right now. Okay, if she can take that off. Both Ashley and Mickey wearing little zip hoodies. All right, now we're getting the second half of this fight. No more slides. I feel like we're missing more of the fight, no? I'm wondering if it just happened later. Kumquad, thank you for the $10. Can't figure out how to become a robot. I believe there's a join button over on YouTube. Only on browse or the join button. Interesting. Morgan did not seem to ever even entertain this idea. So I don't know why we're hearing this from Morgan. Wankly. Okay, here we go. I want nothing. Frankly, I want nothing to do with it. Why is he blaming Keanu? Keanu did way better for him with Ava's vote than he did. Yeah, it's Keanu's fault. Ava will vote against you out of spite, Vince. Nothing to do with what you've done. No commercial yet. It's a no. It's my clock. Next prediction. Vinny's campaign to Ava. Do we see Vinny's campaign to Ava? This is very specific. It happened yesterday. He talked to her in the have not room. That's the conversation I'm looking for. In the next segment. Well, yeah, let's do a poll in the YouTube chat, which will be who is evicted? Vince, Ashley, Mickey. You're free to vote. Throughout the episode. I gotta say, I mean, you know, according to what we saw, I think Keanu handled. I mean, obviously, saying Ashley has done nothing, especially because he actually believes it, is pretty lame. But it's also what she's trying to make people think. It's always this weird thing where it's like, if you're intentionally playing dumb and then people do think you're dumb, it's like, is it an insult or is it a compliment? Oh, we're back already, I think. Yeah. Replace him on the bench. I'm not interested in this because I know it doesn't. I mean, unless it does matter for some reason, but why would it matter? Maybe just to show that they're firmly against Mickey. JV, think the 21st. Man, we're getting a lot of Mickey, huh? They're just showing why the vote didn't flip. So they're going to show her campaigning to Vince and to Morgan, and then it getting back to Rachel and Ashley. It's kind of like quite a lengthy explanation for why they are not voting Mickey when... Unless they really think Mickey's flipped on Ashley. Okay, so they are trying to portray Mickey as an actual swing vote. Jonathan, thank you for becoming a robot over on YouTube. So we know this is a red herring. We did not see Vince's campaign. Who wins the blockbuster? Is it Ashley, Mickey, or Vince? Big prediction. Um, Honestly, kind of a weird campaign segment. So heavily focused on Mickey. The two sort of like leads they're going into is will Mickey flip, which I think is fine. And then will the judges flip on Vince, which we know isn't true. But I think that like, I mean, personally, I feel like it's less interesting to not know what the ramifications of the blockbuster are. I mean, I guess that's fair. I mean, the blockbuster, having more tense moments for the blockbuster, the trade-off is that once the blockbuster happens, you know exactly what's happening. And that's a way longer portion of the episode. So I guess it's better to keep it vague for the vote than have the blockbuster be more exciting. But I think the thing that confuses me a little bit is that it's there was so little strategy and campaigning post veto ceremony. I'm surprised that they didn't just show what we had instead of kind of focusing on Mickey's journey. But whatever. It's not super important. And almost back. All right, I will be hiding all of my chats from myself. No more chats visible to me. We're back. So if they're allowed to, I assume they'd be allowed to open up their hoodies. I mean, Vince has an advantage here with his shirt if they don't take off their hoodies or their jackets. I imagine we'll instantly know who's going to win this. Okay, there is a reset. If only one starts using an optimal strategy, we know Ashley's grabbing. Or no, she's not. Mickey is focusing on keeping low. But they're all kind of just grabbing. Nobody's using clothing. Nobody's really using a great strategy here. Mickey has one. Okay, Mickey's storing them in her clothing. Mickey with 4 now. 5. Vince is also doing well here. Vince with 6. Ashley pretty far behind. Vince has a lead here, I think. Pretty decent one. I'm not he's got a 2-ball lead on Mickey. Now with Mickey has a better storage solution, but she's really far behind. Really far behind now. And she's just going too slow. Mickey, it's 5 in a row. Just keep going. She's going way too slow. She's checking every single time. I mean, I get it, but she's going way too slow. She spent that much time on 3 balls. Vince is about to win. What are you doing, Mickey? What a throw. What is she doing? Why are we locked in on Ashley here? Can we get the view back? He's about to win. He literally just needs one more. There he goes. And Vince wins. Vince celebrating is always so funny to me. All right, well, that was the least interesting option. Vince wins the blockbuster. Honestly, that wasn't a super interesting competition to watch either, I've got to say. It's just too obvious. Like, if you get out into a lead, like I said, like you kind of instantly know who's going to win. All right, vote count prediction. Let's see. Let's do 7-0 Mickey. 6-1 Mickey. 5-2 Mickey. 4-3 Mickey. Ashley is evicted. Those are your options. I mean, that was a wild strategy by Mickey. There were literally like five greens in a row. And she was like, she'd drop one. She had 4 to go. And she was like, counting every single ball. Then dropping another one, counting every single ball. It was like, what is happening? I don't think she was throwing. I mean, she seemed panicked. She seemed like she was trying. If you're going to throw, there's easier ways to throw. It's not like anybody's going to notice. And not back. Okay. Really, like the only thing left in this episode is what this twist is. I guess Mickey theoretically will be blindsided, but honestly, I don't even think it's that much of a blindside. No, Ashley's not going. Kelly tried to flip this vote, but it didn't go anywhere. Basically, both Morgan and Lauren were against it. How do I feel about Vinny's long-term chances now? I mean, he still has like some runway. His long-term chances though are not looking amazing just because of the amount of respect he holds in the game and the amount of people left that actually trust him. All right, we're back. It's thank you the 40th. This is always so anticlimactic. Why is he holding his leg? Did he injure himself? This is such a boring segment. They really need to they just need to crack down on this, you know? I really don't get why they don't. Why are we watching? Why is like 5 minutes of the live show dedicated to people hugging between this and then the eviction? Actually, like, oh, right. I'm sure somebody else is going to ask about Mickey's hat before I get to. Hold on, I guess I need to hide the chat here. Vince votes to evict Ashley is kind of wild. Are we about to get blindsided? Did they come up with a last minute plan? I don't know why you would do that. Oh, we're going to commercial. I hid the chat for nothing. So the way this could happen is Vince, Kelly, Lauren, and Morgan. So if Morgan decided to, but why? There was no hint of that today. And Lauren said she didn't even want Ashley to leave. I mean, it's possible they came up with something last minute. He could also, yeah, just be trying to. I mean, I don't know why he would throw a Hinky vote out. Like, who's he trying to frame there? Like, it's just going to get him in trouble with his alliance members. Like, for no reason. All right, I'm going to hide the chat again. We're not back yet, but. I mean, listen, the most logical explanation for why he voted that way is that they did some kind of flip. It doesn't mean it's necessarily the most likely explanation. We are not back. Yeah, I just don't know. I mean, maybe Mickey pulled something last minute to make a flip happen. I don't know. This cast has not done a lot of Thursday scrambles, but we didn't have feeds up for much today, so. The only person he'd be framing in this spot is Lauren. It just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense to try to frame someone. It doesn't make sense to vote that way if you don't have the votes. There's not like a good explanation. All right, we're back. We know Will's vote. We should know soon. Depending on who's next here. Kelly. Well, Kelly was the next most likely vote to vote Ashley. If Kelly doesn't, it's obviously dead in the water. Oh, she votes Mickey. What is Vince doing? Well, like, is he trying to frame Kelly? Why even? It's not like it's not like Kelly needs to be framed. So this is going to be 6-1 with Vince as the holdout? Weird. Here's her chance. I mean, if Mickey was on the jury, I'd say, oh, maybe it's jury management. But she's not. Yeah, there's the blind side. That means her sad face was because she thought Ashley was leaving. She was like getting ready to turn to Ashley to be like, I'm so sorry. Damn. Wow, the amount that she trashed her game in that house. They are celebrating her demise. Oh my, of course they're hugging. And we're slow zooming. Keanu trying to get in on the hugs. Is she saying she threw it or no? I agree it's shocking. Right? They were similar. Oh my god, cutting to them, still celebrating. Please ask her if she threw. Oh my god. Obsessed with the secret alliances. Nice. Okay. Fran, thank you for the $5. Yeah, you were in it apparently. It would have been funny if she was still in the picture. Don't ask Mickey. That's not bad. Mickey, that was you being still? Wow, a whole segment with goodbye messages. They already told her this. Oof. That was such a weird way to say you've made the jury. You've either made the jury, will get second place, or win. All right. The prediction 6-1 Mickey. Not really the way I think we would have expected, but there it is. Next prediction. Uh next prediction. Let's see. What is the twist? Is it a split house, double eviction, triple eviction, something else? Split houses like Direfest, double and triple are pretty obvious. In the event that they announce a twist and a double, it's whatever twist comes first. So if they say we're doing a split house and then at the end of the week we're doing like, or then next week we're doing a triple or something, like, then I'd count this as split house. Ashley, thank you for the $2 over on YouTube. So if you didn't see Big Brother 24, on that season, they split the house into two groups. They put one group outside, one group stayed inside. And they played out the entire week in those two groups. That's the general idea of the split house. Assassin, thank you for the $2. She didn't tell them no more Blockbuster. That's true. She did not say no more Blockbuster. She might tell us no more Blockbuster. I assume if there is a twist introduction, it likely comes with no Blockbuster. Something along those lines. Wow. I'm honestly surprised. Only 40% went to something else. Okay, we're back. Lance Bass. Real Shane. Mr. Real Shane, thank you for the $2. More Vince impressions. Random Flying Taco, thank you for Kona Robot over on YouTube. I appreciate that. All right. Can we? They're not even gonna tell us the full details, are they? Okay, here we go. month. Oh my god, it's gonna be like multiple twists. They're not gonna tell us. Yeah. Literally the only reason to watch the episode, they're not even telling us. Yeah, it sounds like it could be a janky-esque thing. Well, honestly, we don't know what it is. So, I think it's very likely something else. But what I will do is I will extend this prediction. But we might not even find out. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, I can extend it for 24 hours. But if we don't know by the end of the 24 hours, then I just have to refund. Or I can refund it now and we can do an HOH prediction. Assassin, thank you for $2. Run a poll. Carl with $20 over on YouTube. Thank you. Okay, I only want if you predicted something else, if you predicted 4, if you have a 4 next to your name, I only want you to chat for the next 30 seconds. I want you to type either refund or extend. Oh, wow. So many. I am seeing, I think, a majority of refund. There are a few extends here, though. Sherry, thank you for the $2 over on YouTube. Will my book be on Audible with me as the narrator? I would really love to say yes. I am trying my best. I think I saw enough 4s say refund that I think we'll refund. Don't worry, I was checking the numbers. So we're gonna refund. We're gonna run an HOH. I mean, because quite frankly, I think it's very unlikely that we're gonna know exactly what the twist is by the time the feeds come up anyway, or by the time the poll the thing extends. All right, who wins HOH? Ashley, Ava, Kelly, Rachel, Lauren, Vince, Morgan, or Will? Is that it? There's 9 players, only 8 compete. Yeah. And then I'm gonna do no HOH slash more than one HOH as an option. So if you believe that we're getting more than one HOH, or for some reason there's no HOH by the time the feeds come up, I guess I'll be clear about this too. If the feeds are up and there's no HOH, then it's the no HOH option. If for some reason the feeds are not up at all, then it'll just be refunded. Is that clear? The idea of the option is that like there's some kind of twist that prevents there from being an HOH within the next 24 hours. It's not intended to be an option for like, oh well, the feeds never came back. All right. That is the prediction. Feel free to run it. Jessica, what? Thank you for the $2. What is your best guess on White Lotus? Locust. Yeah, I would assume it's just a janky world thing. I still think they're gonna end Blockbuster. I gotta say though, disappointing episode. I will say, Vince at least gave us a little moment of intrigue when he voted Ashley. That's honestly the best part of the episode tonight, was Vince voting Ashley. Everything else was just like really tame. Because we didn't even get to know what the twist was. That was like the entire point. Because they did the competition so early that as soon as Vince wins, you know the vote is lopsided. It was the most lopsided vote. Well, I guess it theoretically was. So then it's just like, I literally said it, like now we're just waiting for an explanation of what this twist is. And then we didn't even get an explanation of the twist. So I'm really honest. I'm not sure what we're talking about tonight on the podcast. Topic of conversation tonight is, why did Vince vote Ashley? That's pretty much it. And because I hate speculating about twists. I think it's the most boring topic. I don't know if you guys agree. I get asked questions about twists all the time for speculation. I personally find it to be extremely boring. Because we just don't know. You know? Like we can come up with all kinds of ideas. And if it is those ideas, it's like, okay. And if it's not, it's like, okay. I think I bet there are people that think it's more entertaining, and I don't fault you by any means. I just personally find it to be boring to talk about. It's the Wheel of Death from Reindeer Games, you think? What do you mean by that? Star-crossed. Oh yeah, that's the thing too. There's yeah, I forgot to mention this. So there is an unlocked episode tomorrow. So maybe we'll learn a little bit more tomorrow, hopefully. Maybe they'll know on the feeds. The problem is usually when they're like hiding a twist, they're not gonna let us let us find out about a twist first on the feeds, which is super annoying. But we have two opportunities to know at least a little bit of what's happening on with it tomorrow between the feeds and unlocked. But no episode until Tuesday. So there's no Sunday episode. Feeds are down all night for Janky World HOH last year. Sharon said feeds will be chaotic. So I assume we'll have feeds. If Sharon said that. Anyway, that's the stream. I'll be on the podcast very soon. Thanks for hanging out over on YouTube, on Twitch, and of course over on Patreon. Hope you enjoyed the stream. If you are a member of the Patreon, I will be, of course, on Sunday, we will have some content, which is the Australian Survivor versus the World finale. So that'll be fun. There will be a stream tomorrow. Watch party for Big Brother Unlocked. And then that's mostly it for now. Was Vince staying against Ashley? No. I will certainly get to the bottom of the T-Core hat. Here's my guess. First of all, somebody's going to ask about it before me, and she's going to give an explanation. And so if I ask, she's just going to give me the same answer, but maybe I can find a funnier way to ask it. Number two, I bet there's just some kind of weird explanation. There's no way. There's no way that she just came up with the complete lie like that. There has to be some kind of weird explanation. There has to be. All right. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Come over and hang out on the podcast. And I will see all of you very soon.